What's going on, Virgo? It's your girl D here with 8th House Readings, and I'm here to bring you your October 2022 astrology reading. This is a planetary read, okay, just based on where the planetary alignments are and the shifting that we're going to be experiencing for the next 30 days or so. And my interpretation of it and my interpretation of what you might experience or what you may be thinking or feeling or might even be doing, all right, because of these, or as a result of maybe some of these planetary changes. This is going to be general. Take what resonates, leave the rest. This is mostly going to probably resonate most with Virgo ascendant, Virgo sun sign, but it could resonate with everybody because everybody's got Virgo in their chart. All right. So what you want to do is reach out if you want something personal, right? The link, the information box below the video is where you can find my contact info. Also, I have another channel. If you wouldn't mind supporting the channel, you would just go to the link in the box below. The channel is called Many Styles of Tarot, so you can check that out. You may hear the dogs out barking. I live near a dog park, so just keep that in mind. Now, there's a lot of changes going on. I started doing your reading, and I realized I had wrote the chart in reverse for you, and I was doing the reading with the chart in reverse. And I'm like, I don't know if that's gonna be received well. So let me go ahead and update everything. So let's go ahead and get going with this because there's a lot of changes going on in October. We are in the pre-eclipse season right now. It's Libra season, right? And it's pre-eclipse season because we got an eclipse coming up as we kick into Scorpio season, which is the next season. And then we have two eclipses going on in Scorpio season. We have a partial solar eclipse, and then we have a full moon lunar eclipse. So, we're in these energies now where, you want to pay attention to your intuition. You want to pay attention to your emotions, your feelings, with all this lunar energy about, right? But let's just start with your first house. So we got Mercury here. Mercury's going direct on the 2nd, or, today is the 5th. So Mercury went direct on the 2nd, but we're still in the post-shadow stages of retrograde energy. Keep that in mind with any planet. Those energies may still occur or appear, but they just may not be as potent or as intense. So with it being in your first house, this is, the house of you. How you represent yourself, how you put yourself out there to the world. And you may have been in a position where you were thinking about, I feel like for some of you, maybe you want to reinvent yourself. You may be considering changing your hair, changing your clothes, changing your look, changing your sound, changing your feel. Trying to figure out, okay, what am I vibing on now? What feels good to me right now? And so some of you, as a result of that, maybe you were looking back at things that you dealt with in the past that may have come towards you as opposition, people, places, things, ideas. And you're not looking at it from a perspective of emotion. You're just looking at it as, okay, let me get it together. Let me understand what the facts are in the situation, right? And so I feel like you've gathered that, and now with Mercury going direct, you're processing that, and you're taking a look at, okay, how do I want to come back at this situation? How do I want to put myself out there when I step out into the world, or when I step out in reference to this situation or circumstance? How is it that I'm going to present myself so that I'm taken and respected and regarded in the way that I want to be? So I feel like some of you are dealing with that. Because I do see you got things going on in your 7th house when it comes to your relationships in general, and also in your 6th house when it comes to the things that you do on a regular basis and what you consider important versus what's not important, and prioritizing and things like that, and that's the house you rule, of course. But your 2nd house, we have Venus and the Sun here. This is Libra. This is all about your money-making potential. So for some of you, you could have been doing really well financially, or you may be getting to a point where you are doing really well financially. All right. So I feel like for some of you, partnership is important. It's key. Okay. As far as collaborative projects, you may have been able to make some money. Okay. Especially if you put yourself out there. I feel like you may have connected with some people, or you may have brought some attention to some of the projects that you're working on, or things that are important to you. And I just feel an energy of donations. I don't know if you're getting them or receiving them, or giving donations. But I feel like that. I just feel like your money situation is really good for a lot of you. Okay, it could be that you have a new job. For some of you, you've been doing well financially, and I feel like you're going to slow down. You're going to take a little vacation now, as far as traveling, as far as you know, whatever it is that you have going on, I feel like a lot of you have been really busy, like really busy, and I feel like things are going to slow down now for you. It could be a lot of confrontation that you were dealing with in the workplace, like that's going to slow down, like you're not going to be dealing with that anymore. It could be because you have a new job, or you're working on a new project, or you have a new partnership, so things are going to switch up. Those dynamics are not going to be as aggressive that were coming to you in the workplace. You're not experiencing that anymore. Okay. I definitely feel like a lot of you are definitely like, I feel like money has changed for you, or it's going to change for you, and it's definitely a lot better. Feel like for those of you who are getting a new job, or you got money coming in, this may have happened in Virgo season. Could have happened anytime in Virgo season, between Virgo season and now. Okay, so over the last 30 days or so. Now, your third house is where we got all of this potent scorpionic energy going on, because the 23rd Venus is going into Scorpio, the 24th Scorpio season begins, and then on the 25th we have a partial solar eclipse. And also, the South Node is here. So this is in your house of your ideas, your beliefs, your views. So you're definitely going through a transformation in reference to elevating to the next level. But this could also be your environment. Some of you are saying goodbye to, where you grew up or where you were raised. You may be considering moving. Okay. You may feel as if things are changing around you, like your old neighborhood has changed. You're not familiar with it anymore. Could be a lot of construction or work going on, or there could be, what you call gentrification going on, or, definitely changes in your environment, but also about how you express yourself as well. I feel some of you are very discreet in reference to what your ideas and your views and your beliefs are. But I feel like that may be coming out. There could be some secrets or some things that you didn't know that could be coming out in reference to what's going on in your environment. There could have been some things that went on, some type of changes that you weren't aware of, or that you may find out about anytime between now and the end of the year. So keep that in mind. Could be architectural plans in reference to maybe they're building some type of new structure in your neighborhood. Or maybe there's some type of, government funding that came, and they're repairing bridges, or they're repairing, the streets, or, just something simple like that. Or it could be something more complex. Okay. But I do feel like, as far as there's a lot of, you guys got to be careful of who you hang out with and what you get into. Okay. Some of you have a private life that nobody knows about. Yeah, Virgo. Some of y'all got a secret private life that nobody knows about. That's your business. Do what you do, but just be safe, be careful, because there is an element of danger. All right. And we'll leave it at that. Some of you just need to be careful where you live. Especially if you're living in environments where there's a lot of toxic energy, a lot of stress, a lot of aggravation. Just be careful in those areas and going into those areas. Some of you, you may need to be careful. You could end up getting pregnant or getting someone pregnant because of the lifestyle choices you're making and who you choose to hang out with and what you choose to do for fun. All right, so these things definitely are coming into play, especially with Pluto going direct in your 8th house. Your 5th house, going direct on October 8th. Okay, I feel like for some of you, being more discreet in reference to who you hang out with and what you do and who you talk to is very important. And also, you have to be careful how you spend money. Okay, a lot of you, these lifestyle, this secret lifestyle that you live, or this alternative life, and it doesn't have to be anything major or real taboo, but we're dealing with Scorpio energy, so it could very well be, maybe it's just something that's taboo that you wouldn't tell your parents you do, you know, or you may be in a secret society or something like that. So you just have to be careful with the amount of money you spend. You also need to be careful. You do need to exercise some restraint. I feel like with the lifestyle you live, there's a lot of come and go. Okay, depending on what you do for a living and how you make money, there's a lot of come and go with different types of people. So just need to be careful who you're with, who you open up to, who you trust. You need to make sure you're changing up your patterns. Making sure that you don't do the same things you used to do so people don't know your pattern. I feel like for some of you, you come into a lot of money, your lifestyle is changing for the better, so you're going to have to switch things up. It could be that people have gotten too comfortable with you, with who you were and what you were doing, and now you're the one who's initiating change. And so shit's about to change up. All right, be careful because Virgo is about to change up on your ass. Especially if they don't feel like they've been done right. The nature of your relationships, I feel like with your seventh house with Neptune retrograde here, and Jupiter coming back in here in retrograde on the 30th. Now look back at what was going on about 2 months ago when Jupiter retrograde and Neptune retrograde were in Pisces. So there could be a similar theme here playing out in the way you connect and relate with the people in your life. Okay, you may see that people may have been taking advantage of you. Okay, you may feel that way, or there could be a situation where people have looked at you and said, okay, yo, you've been taking advantage of me. And so for a lot of you, I feel like your friendship, your lines of friendship are changing drastically. So you could be on somewhere, you know what, I see you was taking advantage of me, I see you, so I'm not dealing with you anymore. Or it could be if you were someone who's a negative sided Virgo, maybe people decided not to continue dealing with you. But I do get somebody here dealing with a lot of people. So it could be somebody who, I don't know if they work in the sex industry, but I'm picking that up. I'm picking that up very strong. Okay, I do feel like you guys need to be careful. If this was a time where you're like, yo, I got to get out of the game, get out of the game. If your intuition is going off about something, oh, I got one more run, that story, that typical story. Okay, this is going to be the last run, and then that's it. Yeah, I wouldn't do that if I was you. I would figure something else out, if you could. So, the full moon in Aries on the 9th is going to be in your 8th house. So, for some of you, there's some unresolved pain here that you have to deal with. Where's your Where's Mars? Yeah, in your 10th house. Okay, this is about your. This could be about your reputation. Okay, some of you are well known for what you do. There could be some. You may just be taking a hiatus. You may just be low key for a little while, maybe until January, because that's when Mars goes direct again. So some of you could just be taking a hiatus, just chilling from everything and everybody until January. Whatever projects you're working on, maybe you've acquired a certain amount of money, you amassed a certain amount of wealth. Projects have come into fruition and you're harvesting, and so now you just may be on chill mode until the new year. So there could be a position here where some of you may travel unexpectedly. You may go out of the country for the holidays, or I do see a lot of deployment. I was saying that before in a couple of the other readings, but I do see military deployment. I see people coming home as well as people leaving. People coming home from school is what I'm getting to. I feel like some of you, maybe you normally go home to visit for the holidays, and or you go to a certain city or maybe a place that you call home, but I don't feel like you're going there this year for the holidays. You may decide to do something different. Or maybe you get invited someplace instead of you cooking. Now they're gonna cook, or maybe you always went as someone who was invited, but you never cooked, or you never prepared a dish. Maybe you're doing that. I do sense some type of change coming up, and something that is you normally do. Like there's a change in hierarchy as well, as far as what your priorities are and what you're distancing yourself from. Like you guys have a lot of discipline, for the most part. So I feel like you're just looking at, okay, what do I need to cut off? What do I need to keep? And if I can rearrange it to make it fit for me, I will. If I can't, then I'm going to let it go. So I feel like that's what a lot of the energy is for you this coming month. Some of you are going to make money overseas. If you're dabbling into investments, foreign investments may be good for you right now. As far as where you want to put your money, I feel like crypto. Maybe some of you already made some money off of crypto. So, where, the US could be experiencing a recession, other countries may not be. Or they could, because, the world is dominated by the US dollar. So there could be, ripples of recession all throughout the world, but everybody's not feeling it at the same time. Every country's not feeling it at the same time. So I feel like, overseas interests and investments may be something that might benefit you all if that's what you're thinking about or considering. That may be a good play, a power play for you. I do see some of you maybe spending the holidays out of the country. Whether it was unexpected, a lot of you it's unexpected. It's like last minute, like, oh, okay, well, let's go ahead and do this. Like I said, for some of you, you're changing up, or maybe you just may decide to move. Some of you may just decide to buy some property, or you decided to buy some property, and maybe you already have the property, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to just go and pack all my shit and go stay out there for a while. But I sense there's something changing. And there is travel. There's long distance travel. There's local travel, because your third and ninth houses are lit up, because that's where that North Node, Taurus, Scorpio, South Node energy is. Because the South Node is where Scorpio's solar eclipse is going to be. And the ninth house, which is the opposite polarity, is where the full moon in Taurus is going to be, the lunar eclipse on November 8th. So different lifestyles that you've lived and looking at what works for you versus what doesn't is the theme here, a powerful theme for you all. But there's definitely a switch up in reference to what you've experienced. So I don't know, there could be anything from, a baby could be coming in for some of you. For some of you, could be getting divorced or separated. For others of you, could be meeting your partner and connecting with your partner and getting married. Some of you may have been toying with the thought of divorce before, but you decided not to do it. Maybe now you're considering moving forward, or it could be vice versa, whatever. But there's definitely major change going, and we're also starting a new cycle here, because Pluto's going direct and Saturn's going direct. Okay, and that's karma and reincarnation, and they go hand in hand. So a new cycle is starting here. Did I say babies? Like I said, I think somebody, it could be something going on with babies, with children, with their inner child. A lot of you, the inner child is healing within you, if it's not about a child. Some of you are just you've outgrown some things that you used to do, and it's just time to move on. New stage, new level, new game. Was I just saying this to Leo? It might have been you, I don't know. Because I did do a whole video for you and then had to start all over. But I feel like for some of you, you're going from one stage of life to another. It's like you're going from, a major stage. It's like from high school to college. That's a major stage, major change, right? From going from, working class to retirement. That's a major change. So some of you are going through some type of major change in life, going from being married to being divorced, or going from being single to now being married, or going from having one children to having two, or going from having no children to having one. Some of, you know, and vice versa. We don't wish that, but my condolences to those who had to go through that or who are going through that. Yeah, but I feel like for some of you, I feel like you're just finding a lot about friends. You're finding out a lot about your environment, the lifestyle you live. Some of you could just be looking back at it and just realizing, there's an eclipse here on what used to be, and now we're closing that cycle out and starting a new beginning. And that could be beautiful as well. But there could be mixed emotion about it. But that's just a general, rundown of what I'm seeing that you might be dealing with or could be experiencing for, with these planetary alignments that are going on leading up to this eclipse. And we'll talk a little bit more about it in the month. So make sure within the month. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'll be putting some readings out, dab a little bit more into some of these individual placements. I was thinking about doing the Mars retrograde because Mars is going to be in retrograde until January. So that's a significant amount of time where, a reading would suffice for many of you in reference to how these energies may be affecting you. But that solar and that lunar eclipse too, we need to tap into. And we also need to do your North Node reading. So I got a lot going on this month for you. All right, so I'm trying to get on it quickly. But that's what I got for you, Virgo. If this, if you find that it resonates at all, feel free to let me know. But this type of stuff may not resonate to the end of the reading, the end of the month. So check out last month's readings as well. Go into the Virgo playlist or the sign of your choice and look at last month's readings for September and then the one for August too, right? The astrology read and see what you notice, all right? So don't forget again to subscribe to this channel and my other channel, which is called The Many Styles of Tarot. The link for The Many Styles of Tarot is in the box below this video. You'll also find information on how to reach out for a personal reading in the box below the video. I love you guys. Thank you so much for checking out the reading, and I will see you in a bit. Later, Virgo.